Hi guys, Zaki with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game, I'm playing a 4v4 match on the map Red Alert. I'm starting in the bottom corner, playing as the Allies. So for those of you who don't know this map, the map is covered mostly in water, and there's two narrow passages, one on the right and one on the left. Now, because I'm one of the right two teams, I'm going to go through the passage on the right. And you can see us bringing infantry straight away to that right side, and it's really important we get infantry fast and try and take up as much control of the ore as possible. And now I'm building my ore refinery. You can see most of this map is made of ore so far, but some things to note is that if you get to the middle part of this passage, there are gems on that part, and there are some buildings that you can capture. One of them you can see there, and you can see I can see my teammates wants to capture it, so it is usually the player furthest to the right that takes it. I just built an engineer just in case my teammate didn't know about it. I'll just have to adjust my tactics a little bit. So what I'm going to need to do here is I'm going to need to build a couple of ore refineries first, a couple of ore trucks first, just to get my economy going. I'm also going to build a service depot because I'm going to want to build an extra MCV and expand to the first island with a bit of extra ore. Because what I want to be careful of is I don't want to use all the ore on this starting place straight away. Otherwise, that's going to put me in a sort of difficult position later on. And there you can see I've got some infantry there, and we've also got B-Dizzle, who's playing as a blue with an early light tank, and he's got a war factory in the middle there. So we do need to be able to make sure that we're able to defend him. And he's pointing to that building there. The problem with that building is what you'll see is as it gets destroyed, as it goes to red health, it just like disappears. Yeah, you can see I did try and get my infantry inside as I took it down, but it just disappears and gets sold off. That's the bottom building doesn't do that. Now you can see I've got medium tanks. I'm going to bring those medium tanks to the middle because we want to make sure we defend this spot here, so we can keep B-Dizzle in the middle, being able to collect those gems, which is going to give him a big advantage over the enemy. But there's the green tanks, and they're attacking B-Dizzle, and there's some purple tanks there also. So B-Dizzle's going to have to pull back a little bit now, and I'm going to be getting some of my medium tanks over there to help. I'm also going to be building a MCV because I am going to need to expand to one of the middle islands, and hopefully B-Dizzle's going to be able to get some economy going on that middle. But it doesn't look like he's got any quite yet. But I do have my medium tanks coming through. And what B-Dizzle should have done is, you can see he's built an ore refinery on the first part. What he should have done is he should have built that ore refinery on the middle. And then he could have been collecting gems. And that would make his economy so much stronger. So a little bit of a mistake there. And we can see that the other team do have a lot of tanks coming. And now B-Dizzle's building some pillboxes, which is going to provide a little bit of defence. And I've got my medium tanks coming through there. And my MCV is moving forwards. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait and let them come to us, so those pillboxes can help us a little bit, although it does seem like they're hanging back a little bit. Now I've got my second MCV down, I'm going to be able to start building my economy. We can see that B-Dizzle is going towards their base. He's going for a more attacking strategy. And I've got my first... Yeah, we can see there he's managed to push him over the bridge. So we're going to try and defend that bridge position. And I'm going to build another ore refinery on that ore patch. And now we've got Nose coming through. He's bringing a light tank, so I thought Nose would have been at the other side. Maybe he's just bringing a... I don't know, maybe that light tank just got lost, because I do know the tracking is sometimes pretty bad in this game. But Green here, he's got a big force, and he's managing to sort of break through. He's got a few more medium tanks than I do, but I've got my teammate behind me, and now I'm trying to chase him, and I'm building another ore refinery. We can see there though, Nose is coming through as well, and my tank's numbers are starting to fall down, and Nose is getting through. We need B-Dizzle needs to possibly defend a little bit as well, and we can see we're in trouble on the bottom side of our base as well. The other side of the base, the left side of the map. and now we can see that it's breaking through. B-Dizzle's losing his tanks there. I think he was caught a bit off guard, and my medium tanks are going to have to fall back because I just don't have the numbers at this point in the game. But I am going to try and build some navy and see if that can help. Let's see what happened at the other side of the map. So first of all, we can see that Cyan moved straight to the middle section, so he brought his MCV right into the middle, and there you can see the teacher, who's playing as a yellow, is killing a whole load of red infantry there. The red infantry have got some rocket troopers, so teacher did have to move a bit forwards, and as a result did lose quite a bit of infantry there. Essentially though, we can see that Nose did manage to get some infantry through very early and is sort of like bypassed the other team. So if we have a look, what we'll do is we'll have a look at on their like map view, and you can see that my team can't see where Nose's infantry are. So he's got some infantry at the back there, and we can't see them. So yeah, that probably shows why it's important maybe to get like just map visibility of all the island. On this side of the map though, we can see that Cyan is making very good use of those gems, and that's going to be a strong strategy because that's going to mean he's going to be able to build tanks a lot faster, and he's not going to have to spend as much time investing in economy. But what he has done is he's spent a lot of time moving his MCV, which the other teams didn't have to do. And now Nose is bringing some light tanks in, and Red is also bringing some infantry and a light tank in. Let's see, is the teaching section going to be able to hold this? And Pink's just getting more and more light tanks. Nose is bringing those light tanks down now, and it does look like Nose has got too many light tanks, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to defend, and he's going for the ore refinery. And if he takes that down, section doesn't have any other ore refineries at this point in time, and now Nose is going for the construction yard, and that's going to essentially mean that section isn't going to be able to build any more buildings. And now we can see Nose trying to go for the middle of the map. We can see that section has managed to build some destroyers, which are going to be able to do some damage to any things crossing the map. But the problem is now section is going to be out of options. He's not going to be able to build any more tanks after these tanks are destroyed, and he runs out of ore. Now he's defending the bridge, but he has got quite a strong defence here, so it's going to take a little while for the other team to be able to break through that. He's got destroyers, and he's also got a bunch of tanks, and that makes a pretty good defence. And yeah, Red is just pulling back because he's realised he's not going to be able to break through that, and he's going to lose a lot in trying to do so. So section's got quite a bit of good defence there going, but he can't build any more, so it means he's going to be worn down, and it's just a matter of time. And just having a look at Red there, who's obviously moved to that first building. So now we're going to go back to our side of the map, and as what was happening, Green had just broken through with the help of Nose, Pink, and now we can see Purple coming in with the heavy tanks also, and this is really, really bad. We're going to need to pull back. And also B-Dizzle having some of those light tanks. And now I've got my radar dome up so I can see what's going on at the other sides of the map, but what I need to be concerned about first is what's happening at our side, because as we can see, there's a big army there of green and purple tanks, and I can't see B-Dizzle and me being able to hold this position, and we're going to need to fall back. I have got a transport ship there, and I'm going to be building a tech centre because I'm going to try and build a Tanya and see if we can turn this around, because at the moment it does look very bad. Purple's got a big army, Green's got a big army, and me and B-Dizzle don't have much left. And they're just managing to tear through B-Dizzle's base. And I'm going to need to pull back and just try and defend this gap, because my second base is sort of just a bit further down. Now that we've got that tech centre up, we're going to be able to build a Tanya, which I'm going to use my transport ship to transport across. I've also got the medium tanks on pause because that's not working very well for me, and I'm going to build hopefully some destroyers, and that's going to hopefully help turn things around a bit. We've got the Tanya building now, and I'm getting that transport ship to my starting island, and we'll have to see how this tactic goes. So far the other team haven't had to worry about what's been on their island, so we'll have to see. but how it goes. But now green coming in with a big army, followed by purple, and it does look like my outer island is going to fall, and I'm going to need to fall back to the starting base. So on both sides of the map we are being pushed quite far back. Purple there with a big army, and purple actually started really close to the left, so there's been a bit of a swap round of like people's positions here, and where each team is attacking. And now I'm just bringing tanks just to defend the gap to our main island, because it does look like my my little base that I built with my extra MCV is just a lost cause. I've also got some destroyers being built, which will hopefully provide me some support. Let's see what we can do on the next island. We're going for pink space first, because it's just the first base we've got to, and now we're destroying some of those ore refineries. We're going to go for war factories, just anything we can get our hands on, because it's not going to probably take too long for our enemies to notice what we're doing. And we've managed to kill a lot of Nose's base right at this moment in time, and we're just going through it. We can see that green's noticed and he's following me, and we're just destroying as much of pink space as we can. We've also got that construction yard down now. That's quite big. We've got a lot of war factories down, and we're going for a bit of purple as well, and we managed to destroy quite a lot here. And that's been squashed. So we managed to like halt our enemies. We've destroyed a lot of buildings. We're going to have a look at what's happening at the other side of the map. And here, Nose is coming in with red, and he's got a lot of light tanks. And this is the attack on section. And is Nose going to be able to break through? It looks like he might just be able to do it. And Nose section's tanks are getting destroyed pretty quickly. And this is really bad, because section doesn't have anything to defend with. But Teacher is coming in with lots of heavy tanks. And that is a lot of heavy tanks. And can this turn it around? And we can see that Section's actually brought his destroyers to other parts of the map, and probably what he should have done is kept them at this side and just focused on defending that bridge. Now Teacher is in a fight. He has got a lot of heavy tanks, but also the other team's got a lot of light tanks and a lot of medium tanks, and it's 2v1 here, and it looks like Teacher is not doing too well. He's getting his tanks destroyed, and it doesn't look like he's got the tank numbers to defend against two players, unfortunately, and this is looking bad. And now it looks like he's going to go for the base dive, as Nose is sort of following him, and red I think is going for the attack on Section's buildings, or might be going for the base dive on Teacher. We'll have to see. For the moment he's going for the attack on Section, and we can see Teacher going for that war factory, but does he have enough? It doesn't look like he's going to have enough, and those heavy tanks have been destroyed, so he wasn't able to take out any buildings, and now he's going to try and take out the tanks of red, which are attacking Section's base. Where is Nose going to go next? We'll have to see. I'm going to see if he's going to try and dive through. Is he going to try and attack Section, or is he going to go for Teacher's base? Because Section can't really do anything right at this moment. He's got no ore, and he can't build an economy back up because he doesn't have the right buildings to do that. He doesn't have a construction yard. He can't build ore refineries. But we can see that Nose's tanks, light tanks, are being taken out, and now the Teacher is building a little bit of defence on that bridge, and it looks like Section's base is going to be destroyed. We're going to go back to the game view to see how we're doing at this side of the map. We have managed to take that Tanya to the other side of the map and do a little bit of damage, but the battle is looking pretty bad for us. It's looking pretty grim. You can see how many tanks purple has got there. We've also got green, who's backing him up, who's bringing more reinforcements down to the bottom part of the map, and this looks bad for us. We don't have that many tanks there. The one thing we do have, though, which the other team doesn't have, is just a little bit of naval support. The other team has gone full tanks, and again I'm just building another Tanya, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get another Tanya over, and we're going to see how much damage we're going to be able to do. But the thing is, now we don't have the element of surprise. The other team know I'm bringing Tanyas over, so they're going to be prepared. And we're going to need to see, are we going to be able to get any further buildings down? Are we going to be able to do any further damage? We know that green and purple have a big, massive army heading to our base. But we'll have to see, are they taking too much notice of the base back there? We can also now see that green is bringing an MCV down to the south part of the map, closer to our base. Now let's deploy this Tanya and purple straight on us, straight away. And I'll let them destroy that that transport ship because it'll just buy me a little bit of time just to destroy some of these extra buildings of purple. I did sort of miss that ore refinery, but he knows has sold it anyway, and now we're going to go for some of the buildings of purple. Let's see what we can get, and we can see him getting that radar dome up, but we're going to get his construction yard there. I don't know if he's got any other construction yards. We've taken out some good buildings right now. We've managed to take out that infantry that was produced, and we'll try and get down that radar dome. So doing some good damage to the enemy here, and it looks like purple has had a lot of his base destroyed. I don't know though, he might have bases elsewhere. He might be set up elsewhere on the map at this stage. It is quite likely, and now we're going further down, but we can see that purple see me. He's chasing with me tanks, and green has a pillbox and was able to defend that position. And what we can see here is that green and purple have a huge army just coming for our base, and this is looking a bit dire. Green with a big army there. They've also built some buildings on that bottom island where I was, so they're going to be able to build tanks a lot closer to our base. Again, I'm just going to go for another Tanya and see if we can do something. The good thing is though that we've got sort of like a bit of a bottleneck here, and I have been able to build up quite a number of tanks, so hopefully we're able to buy some time, and I've got the Tanya heading up to that transport vessel. And those green and purple tanks trying to push through, but they are losing a lot of them here, and it's going to be a miracle though. We might be able to defend this, possibly. We can see that purple's trickling more tanks in, and what I'm going to focus on first is getting rid of this base. Now I'm going to move this transport ship back because I need to keep it alive, because I want to keep it yeah, I don't have any more like docks, so I can't build any more that easily. And we're going to see, does green notice this? We managed to destroy his war factory. We're going through his construction yard, and we also need to get our barracks out. And we managed to destroy his bottom base, and that's going to be a bit of a bad for green because he's invested a lot in that, and it really hasn't paid off. But now you can see green's chasing that Tanya, and unfortunately I'm going to have to leave that Tanya alone. I'm not going to be able to pick it up because I would lose the transport ship, and that transport ship is pretty important at this point in time because I've got another Tanya just waiting to be picked up. And if I'm looking at the radar dome, it actually looks like our team is in a decent position. We can see that Teacher's doing quite well on the left side of the map, and that's because a lot of focus, I think, has been on our side of the map. We managed to destroy a lot of Nose's base, and Teacher's been able to push up. So now the tables seem to be turning. As we can see, Teacher's army just marching across the left side of the map from the radar dome. But what we can see here is that green have made it into our base, and they're doing a lot of damage. They're doing a lot of damage to my base. They're doing a lot of damage to Teacher's base. We need to try and stop them as much as possible. I'm just bringing my tanks after them, and I'm just going to try and destroy as many of their tanks as possible, and also destroy as many of their buildings as possible, because once all their base is destroyed, that's going to put them out of the game. So I'm just destroying these two buildings here. Just so yellow, because we can see yellow's on the attack, and I'm going to try and do a bit of defense here against green and try and destroy those tanks. And yeah, green doing a lot of damage here, but those tanks are on low HP, and it looks like we're able to clear them up. And green is out of the game. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wind it on, because Nose was on this island. We all had lost our construction yards, but I could build another MCV, so I managed to do that, and a few minutes later, this was about 6 minutes later, I was able to build some destroyers and just go to Nose's final base. But yeah, the Tanyas sort of won that game, and that is good game. So yeah, sort of had mixed feelings about this game. It didn't feel like I was the best player exactly. We were getting beaten at the start, but we did manage to turn it around with the help of a few Tanyas. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.